Now, 5 suspects have been arrested in connection with a fraudulent police recruitment exercise in the country. The 5 are assisting with police investigations into the fraud. Hundreds of people showed up at various police depots across the country after they were allegedly issued with fake recruitment letters. Joining News' Erastus Asaridonko, who's been on this beat, has joined me over the telephone. Hello, Erastus.
Yeah, Kameni.
Tell us about these fake people, or these people who had been recruited fraudulently into the police service.
Well, just like you said in your intro, in Kumasi we had more than 100 people coming in from various regions, some from the northern region, some from the Upper East, some from Accra, and they came in with the notion that they are going to start their training as part of enlistment into the Ghana Police Service. So they came to the police depot at Patase on Saturday morning. Now they were told that they are not being expected. There is no communication to that effect, that they've been enlisted into the police service and that they are supposed to come there to start their training. In fact, officers looked at their letters and they claim that they've been duped. So they made them write statements, each of them, to aid investigations. So I spoke with them, and what they said was that, well, they do not believe that they've been duped because these are letters that they received from the police service on the letterhead of the Ghana Police Service, and they had applied in 2012, and they've waited up to date, and today is the day that they given letters that they should report to the police depot. So even after I had spoken with officials and I've been told the letters are fake and that they should go back to whoever gave them the letters, they were still insisting that they couldn't have come from different regions when indeed people are duping them.
They must have been very disappointed when they turned away. Tell us about those moments as well.
Exactly. If you find them with their luggage, sitting on their luggage outside the police depot, they look dejected. Some of them do not even have TNT back to their destination because they claim they came for good and they felt that this is it. Later, they will get some money from their relatives. And so even getting TNT back to their destination, some of them were asking me for money, of course, and to buy tickets back to their destination. So these are people who were stranded. We even have some of them coming from Kumasi, Tafo and its environs, and they also claim that they've not paid money to anybody. They just received the letters that they were supposed to report to the police depot on the 28th of February, and so that is what they have done. So currently the police administration is saying that they have initiated investigations into this whole thing. They believe it's a scam, and they are continuing their investigation.
And 5 persons have been arrested already?
That is what I was told by a top police source nationally. In fact, he's at the national level, and he told me that 5 people have been arrested so far in connection with this scam nationally. But then I was surprised that the following day we had the police PR coming out to say that they have not done any arrest. Of course, I cannot disclose the identity of my source, but then he's a top police person, and he's saying that they've made 5 arrests. We are hearing all manner of speculations concerning certain involvement of certain people in the government and all that.
Are some of these supposed recruits still at the Kumasi police station?
Well, at the depot, no, but I do understand this morning that some who could not go back to their destination are still lodging with friends and hoping that they still believe that the situation will somehow address itself and they will have entry into the police training depot.
So those who paid money to these fake recruiters, how much money did they pay?
Well, they are claiming they did not pay any money, but we are getting some reports on the ground that some of them have paid money to some party people, even to the tune of 8,000 and 9,000. But then when I asked them whether they paid money to anybody, they said no. When I asked them to show me their letters of admission, they said they won't because currently they do not trust anybody. Some of them said their letters have been seized by the police officials as exhibits and all that. And so you sense that, well, indeed, these are people who have applied back in 2012 and have waited up till now. They did not follow the normal procedure of enlistment into the police service by going through normal screening, getting a medical check, going through medicals at an approved source by the police service to get into the system. They have not done that.
Very well. We'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much, Erastus. Erastus Asaridonko joined us from the Ashanti region, where he's been following up on some recruits who have been defrauded because then their recruitment is entirely fake. Now, Ghana is almost completely out of antiretroviral drugs for people living with HIV and AIDS. Supplies are running out because of the recent fire outbreak at the Central Medical Stores in Accra. There are suggestions that the Health Ministry needs about $44 million to replenish the stock of antiretrovirals. The national president of the Association of Persons Living with HIV and AIDS tells Joy News about the impact of the shortage.
Our drug is, we have to take it continuously. When you take it today, you stop tomorrow, you develop drug resistance. So the president should have given money to another pharmaceutical company to manufacture the drug for us so that we can have the availability of drug in the system. Now giving money to Tobinco and NS Chemist for malaria and all this, though ours is more dangerous than malaria, in the sense that when you get malaria right now, you go into a bush, you can get a neem tree and mash it, you take it, that will release you.
So do you have any plan B? If you don't get this by March end, then what's the plan B?
Then we are going to die, as it happens for the previous year when we were not having ARV in the system.
Let's talk about this. National Programs Manager of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Ayesi Ado, has joined me over the telephone. Thanks for joining us here, Dr. Ado. Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us here, Doc.
Okay,
Doc, is there really a shortage of ARVs here in the country?
Well, that could be isolated, reports. But, after the CMS, at the national level went with the fire. But we make sure that we minimize the impact. We have done some redistribution to areas where the levels are very low. And so that redistribution has started already.
Doc, we'll talk about the redistribution, but when you describe what we have heard about the shortage as isolated, how do you mean?
The isolated means that, even before, even when the availability of commodities, at the national level, at every level, what happens at the facility is dependent on whether a facility counts for their commodities in time. So it's very possible that though there were commodities, they may not have gone to pick them when they were supposed to pick them. All right, so that accounts for some of it. You don't have the same picture prevailing in every facility. So based on our understanding of that situation, we've also tried that because levels are vary per region, at this stage, it will not be fair for regions to still hold their commodities assets. So we have to do redistribution so that those who are very low, who should have come for it from national level and didn't get because of the fire, will also get something. And so it's very possible that some facilities will be affected. Now, after that, today as I speak, we are doing scheduled delivery again to the facilities with some of the commodities, using what is in the pipeline already. Pipeline means that, even before that, now, there were commodities that we had ordered which were coming, on the highest, and some have arrived, and we are doing the distribution. So that will be continuous. And we need to do this continually until we get out of the crisis. Because in actual fact, what should have been a backup for us at the national level is what is gone in the fire. Whilst we are doing all this, we are engaging our partners to ensure that we bring in commodities very fast. We've currently received something from the West Africa Health Organization. We are engaging our fund, main funding support, the Global Fund, to front load, in other words, to fast track the delivery of some of the commodities which should have come later. So these are some of the initiatives, efforts we're making to make sure that there's not a total,
Indeed, indeed. And so, how far can the stock you have now take you?
When we did the last review, we had between 1 to 5 months, but now it's changed. Within 2 months, I think initially also when people heard of the fire, some people rushed to the regions and picked. So it shifted the situation away between 1 month to 2 months now. We are in, this thing occurred in January. And now we are just barely about a month, or two. So that is why we have started moving more commodities. Ideally, we should have about 6 months stock at the regional level, and then 3 at the facility level. But we are very low, and so we are working very hard to see how we can move this, to the normal level.
I see. What we also hear is the fact that we may need about $44 million to replenish fully the stock of ARVs we need here in the country. Do we have that kind of money?
Well, strictly speaking, not. The 44 million is based on what we may have lost, which would have lasted for like 3 months, 3 years. All right, because what some of the stock we had was going to be there up to 2017. When we came out with the first briefing to the public, we indicated that about 7 million worth of goods would be needed within these 3 months to 6 months, because you need to look at it per month. If you are doing a whole year, next year, then it increases. So currently, we have made plans for the procurement of commodities for about 9 months, and this request was made to the Global Fund. Now, whilst we do that, then we work harder through the other negotiations going on. We are presenting a concept note which will assure us some commodities beyond even for about 2.5 years. So that will be gradual to bring us back to the normal. But that amount of money that was quoted was based on what we have not initiated.
How forthcoming are the partners you have mentioned? Because over time we've heard about the fact that funding for ARVs has been very difficult.
We wouldn't say that. I would say that it's not. So far, we've had some response from the WHO. We've had some commitment from the Africa Development, Bank. And then we got something from the West Africa Health Organization, of course, together with what we are expecting from the Global Fund. If you put it together, it's possible, but we still need more. We are engaging UNICEF, we are engaging the other partners to bring in more, because we look at the children's commodity. Every little one now at this stage is very useful. In the meantime, government set aside some money also for this crisis. And we engaging the ministry and making sure that part of that money is also applied to getting commodities. This is a process, it's not an event, and therefore we will continue to appeal to as many people as possible. We met, for instance, the religious organization, we talked to the Kali Health Services, and we continue to appeal to all organizations who will come in at this stage. This is when we need everybody to commit to something so that we can assure commodities for our persons living with HIV.
Doc, I'm grateful for your time. Dr. Isi Addo is National Programs Manager with the Ghana AIDS Commission. Now, there's more to come here. Don't go away.